Hey everyone, how's it going? I know for those of you who are continual listeners on this show, you're probably wondering what the heck is going on with this episode. It's much shorter and it's also released on a different day, which is Monday. I am now releasing 2 episodes a week, so you will always have the Wednesday, the Wellness Wednesday episodes, but now I will be adding another episode into the week just to give you a little something else to listen to. Typically, these are going to be motivational little talks. They will be like a Monday motivation, I guess you could say. But I'll also add a few health aspects in there. But definitely, getting our mind in a good state and being able to really keep ourselves motivated, but also to just have a good headspace is so huge. And I think that the way we can do so is just through reformatting the way we look at things. And, that's really the goal with these small episodes, is to kind of change your mindset and maybe give you little practices that are going to help you out throughout the week. So the first one, which is this episode, is literally going to be something that I try my best to do every week, because it really sets up your day for success. And there's a lot of things you can do to set your day up for success, but this one is really powerful and kind of one of the biggest ones, I would say. And that is simply to wake up early. I know for a lot of you who do not enjoy waking up early, that's probably not something you want to hear. It can be really hard to peel yourself out of bed sometimes. I really understand that. Trust me, I deal with the same issue as well as all of you. But let me tell you, when you wake up early, you never regret it later in the day. Once you're already up, it might take you an hour to get going, but after that first hour, you're so productive and you're so happy that you actually forced yourself to get up and get out of bed. Now, obviously, we need to prioritize our sleep and we need to make sure we're getting enough sleep and good sleep. But aside from that, waking up early is so impactful. So for example, when I say wake up early, personally, I don't see a need to really wake up much earlier than 5 o'clock. This can depend on your schedules, obviously. So you can alter it how you need. But typically I like to wake up somewhere between 5 and 6:30. I don't like to wake up later than 6:30. And if I can, the earlier the better. So 5 o'clock would be ideal, but 5:30 is still quite good. Now, the reason I enjoy waking up early is simply for the reason that, no one else is up yet. This is a time in which it's still very quiet. It's very peaceful. The world is still kind of just starting to get its wheels moving. And this is a moment in which you can knock out some really good practices in the morning. Like I always do my meditation and my reading in the morning. Sometimes I'll try to slip a little bit of a workout in there as well, but I'll really take some time to do the inner work in the morning because it's so quiet and, people aren't up and moving around yet. So you are really able to kind of go within and reflect and do the inner work that personally I do every single day, and it sets me up for success. And then aside from that, earlier in the day, with it being so quiet, you're able to get started on your work earlier. So especially if you're an entrepreneur, or even if you do have a day job, you're still going to get so much done earlier in the day before your work. But as an entrepreneur, it's really key that we are very detailed with our time and very specific about it and using it to our best capability. And I have found that in the morning, I am best able to really utilize my time and get the most out of my hours that I spend early on in the morning. It's very productive. There's not a lot of distractions. It seems almost like the mind is more quiet as well. So you're not as likely to want to browse on YouTube or Instagram or whatever it may be. You're a little bit more focused on your work, and it gives you just a little extra, a upper leg on the work of the day, as opposed to the evening time, which is still a great time to do work, but obviously later into the evening as the sun is setting, I try not to be on my computer as much because of the blue light. Obviously, there are blue light blocker glasses, which definitely can help and will allow you to work into the evening time. But the morning time just seems to be the best time to really get a lot of that work done. And like I said, when you wake up early, you always just feel so energized throughout the day. Obviously, it can take a little hour or so to get going on some rough mornings, but nonetheless, you never regret it. There's even a quote, I believe it's from Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outliers, where he says any man that wakes up before the sun is a successful man. Obviously, this would apply to females as well. That was just the quote. So male or female that wakes up early before the sun is going to be successful. And I really agree with this, because if you are taking the time to specifically get up early, trust me, you're not just going to get up and waste time. You're going to get up and utilize that time because you forced yourself out of bed. So when you have a little more skin in the game, that will make you want to do better with, that process basically. So it's the same thing as like if you spent a lot of money on something, you're more likely to go ahead and place a higher value on it, spend more time doing whatever it is, whether it's, maybe you're paying a lot of money to go to a gym. Like you're going to want to go to that gym more because obviously you're paying a lot of money to go to that gym. So it's the same thing here. You have more skin in the game. You're literally having to peel yourself out of bed and not get in that extra hour or so in bed where you can just really enjoy and snuggle up. And so since you're doing that, you're going to be more respectful of your time in the morning as well and try to capitalize on it. So anyways, that is the goal for this week. Go ahead, try to wake up a little bit earlier. If you are even just, let's say you normally wake up at 9 o'clock, we'll try to just push that back even an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Start waking up a little earlier. Your body will get used to it. Your circadian rhythm will get into cycle, and it will become normal for you to wake up at that time, even to the point where you won't even really need an alarm clock. Your body will naturally just kind of wake up at that time. And like I said, you will also get so much more accomplished. It's a really peaceful time in the morning, and there's less distractions, and it can really increase your productivity and output. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy and give this practice a try. Alrighty, peace. This podcast is for educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional care by a doctor or other qualified medical professional. Evan Roberts is not a medical professional, and this podcast is provided on the understanding that it does not constitute medical or other professional advice or services. Statements and views expressed on this show are not medical advice. This podcast, including Evan Roberts and any guests on the show, disclaims responsibility for any possible adverse effects from the use of information contained in this episode. If you think you have a medical problem, please consult a medical professional.